Oh hey, welcome. I'm Casey Simply Sims. Today, we're renovating 18 Culpepper House in Myshuno, and this is actually my very first Sims 4 build renovation video. So I thought there was no better place to start than one of the most iconic apartments in the game. The original apartment wasn't terrible, but it felt really empty, awkward, and really lacking personality. So I challenged myself to completely transform it on a budget of only 7,000 simoleons. That's right, not only is it my first renovation video, but it's our first budget video too. No luxury furniture, no expensive upgrades, just a realistic city apartment makeover that feels cozy, lived in, and stylish. So if you end up enjoying the build, definitely stick around because this is the start of my build content here on the channel. And let's just see how much of a difference 7,000 simoleons can make in Myshuno. We're gonna go ahead and get started in the kitchen. I'm not sure what room I was most excited to renovate in this entire apartment because this whole apartment was just a bit shabby in my opinion. Like, this is not an apartment for a young adult female sim. I don't even know if this is a male young adult sim apartment, but certainly not for my female sim. So I went ahead and I started off by just dismantling the entire kitchen and getting rid of everything and deciding that we would start from scratch. Sometimes when I build, I have a vision in my head, whether that's because I found a blueprint or I searched for something or I found something out in real life or whatever may have you. But then sometimes, like here, I'm just building because I wanted to build. And I mean, I kind of wanted a better backdrop for a video that I was doing. So I decided to give myself a better backdrop. I didn't feel like just downloading one off the gallery. Why not use this as an opportunity to make some content for you guys and to do our first build video together? And it's right about now that I realized I didn't put BB move objects on. So I had to go and do that, and honestly, I really wasn't sure what kind of vibe I wanted for her kitchen, so you can see me just going through a bunch of different counters anyway. I almost didn't even care that BB Move Objects wasn't on because I really didn't know what to do with her kitchen anyway. I mean, I just kind of threw something together because she needed it. I do have to say that while it's very bland and very boring, I do think her kitchen came out relatively okay enough. It could be the atrocity you started with. At least it's simple. I just have to say how much I love this sink from the kitchen clutter kit because it's so cute. Like, I used to go ahead and manually clutter the inside of my sinks in some builds, and I'm so happy I don't have to. Moving on, we have her quote-unquote dining room. It's not really a dining room, it's just kind of a dining table in the kitchen, but we're gonna make it a little nicer. That ratty little table isn't doing itself any favors here, and she doesn't have any room to entertain anybody. All in all, I think that is looking a lot better. I love the wood tone with the white, and I think it kind of ties into the kitchen well. And we're going into the living room, which is pretty bad, honestly. That little rinky-dink couch, that terrible, terrible rug. I don't understand where that wood tone is being pulled from because it doesn't match anything that even existed in this build. And that lamp is just terrible. And right about here is where I realized that there was a little too much white in the entire area, so I went back and I tried to change the cabinets. I thought the wood tone with the white with the black was nice because it had all the colors I wanted, but not too much of anything. And we can finally go back to working on the living room after adjusting those cabinets because, again, too much white is not okay. I thought this couch was pretty cute because it's like lived in, and I also really liked the colors. I thought they were kind of nice and playful. And then I found that really nice plushy carpet, which just tied it together nice and cute. I had to use the tiny living entertainment stand because I just didn't have enough money to do both of the others. Gave her a game console because no apartment is complete without it. I went ahead and changed the lamp because, well, I already said I didn't like it, so we needed a different one. Moving on, we have her bathroom, and it's just really basic. I can't stand a build that only has a tub. I would really rather just have a shower if we have to have one or the other, but I love the tub shower combos. Unfortunately, we don't have that much money, so we can't do a tub shower combo for this build. So I went ahead and I swapped her single tub to a single shower stall. I gave her the sink from the Tiny Living stuff pack because it just fit in really nicely, and I've been using a lot of it in this build, so I figured we just kind of keep with the theme. Gave her a nice laundry hamper, and I gave her a new updated toilet. It took me an embarrassingly long time to find a mirror that I liked, so I cut that out of this video, but we're gonna go ahead and look for a light now. That light just didn't work. I don't know about you guys and where you are in the world, but where I'm from, I don't ever see a hanging bathroom light, so that just felt really weird and had to go. Do you guys have hanging ceiling bathroom lights? Now we get to move on to the bedroom. It's not bad, but it's really empty, and I hate the color of this build. I wanted the bedroom to be kind of where the personality of this whole build started to really shine, next to the living room, because the sim that's living in this apartment is a young adult female sim. She is a pretty bubbly and bright personality sim, and she just needed an area that reflected that. So I went ahead and I decided to give her some nice baby pink walls to soften it up, and I decided that I was going to change the flooring and make it a lot brighter. I love the wood floor that we got from Businesses and Hobbies. It truly is my favorite wood floor that we have in this entire game. I figured if I gave her bedroom that nice wood floor, I should just do it throughout the entire apartment, because the only difference in the flooring in the apartment before was that her bedroom was carpeted and the bathroom was tiled. Speaking of tiled floors, I decided to go ahead and change the tile in the bathroom because it's just too dated. Again, I know this is like a starter apartment and all that, but if we could make it work, which we did, without spending money on the new tile, why would we not? It honestly really bothered me that the entire main area of this apartment is just so open and nothing is separate. Like, even the kitchen isn't its own separate space. So I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and make it its own separate space, make it a little bit more functional. I don't want all this light on just because she's sitting at the couch at 10 p.m. Normally I would use the barely there fence line from the Get to Work pack that we have just to separate rooms like this, but I am trying to limit my pack use a little bit in my builds these days, so I don't have that pack enabled. Okay, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna replace the walls in the bathroom because I forgot to do that when we were in there with floors, but I think this looks really cute and it matches the floors really well. And now we're just gonna go around and look for some wallpaper for the rest of the build. I'm not really sure, again, I don't have an idea in my head for this. I just want something cute and colorful and something that pops and that feels young and artsy. I absolutely fell in love with that accent wall that I gave her here. It is fun and cute. I then moved on to giving her a nice tile wall for her kitchen, just so it could feel a little bit more kitchen-y and also a little bit more distinct from the living room. After that, I kind of decided that even though I don't have the barely there fence line from Get to Work to use, I did want to make this its own literal room. I want that overhead light to turn off when she's not in her kitchen because 1, waste of electricity, and 2, way too bright. I don't want to deal with it. So I used these posts from Lovestruck, and then I used the spandrel from Cottage Living. So I went and I removed the light from the kitchen temporarily just so I could see how dark it is in the living room at night, so we could adjust the lighting, because now that the kitchen is its own room, that light will be off when she's in here. And I don't want this to be too dark if it's super late at night. I also wanted to go ahead and decorate a little bit more. I wanted to add a little accent table and just give her some things that made it feel a little bit more lived in and less I just moved in. I thought I would really like a little lamp on this table in the corner over here, just some nice ambient lighting, but when I zoomed out it was way too dark at her kitchen table, which isn't in her kitchen, so needs the light of the rest of the build. So I tried an entertainment stand behind the couch and put the lamp on there, and I thought that looked better. The next thing I went ahead and did to try and combat how dark it still was in this area of the build was I went ahead and gave us an entryway light. And it really did make the biggest of differences. I wasn't expecting it to change as much as it did, but it really helped a lot. Next, I had to go ahead and adjust where that door was placed, so I figured I'd go ahead and replace them because that wood doesn't match the entryway door. And unfortunately, we can't change the entryway door in the apartments in San Myshuno, so I figured I might as well just make it match. Now with a whopping little over 3,000 simoleons, we have one final area left that needs to be furnished. That is this awkward area in our bedroom that honestly could have been made into a second room, but here we are. So I decided that we'd make this like a little study area, I guess. I'd give her a desk and a little tablet and just light up the area a little bit more. I also decided that I wanted her to be a little bit more creative, so I gave her a violin as well, and I also put a rug down just to break up the space a little bit more here. I also really love that cute little candle from either the Comfy Gamer kit or the Pastel Pop kit, but it's so cute, I love it. We're finally on to my favorite part of a build, which is clutter. I love clutter. Unfortunately, we do not have much money, so we cannot overly clutter, and our house can't look very lived in here. But like, adding that water bottle to the nightstand, like, I don't know about you, but I keep a water next to my nightstand. It's essential. I also decided that I'd give her a rug underneath her bed. I don't really like in The Sims having a bed without a rug under it. It just doesn't feel complete. It does help to take up more space and feel more lived in and less empty in the game. And because I was able to find a rug that I liked with her bed, I went ahead and I decided to match that rug to her desk. Back to clutter, I really wanted to use these pillows that we got. I think they're really cute. I think they make the perfect decorative pillow that you just throw off your bed because, well, it's just decorative. But then I realized how freaking expensive they are because I went to put like 4 of them down and it just drained my very little funds so fast. I was very upset. I also wanted to give her that cute little weight rack set that we got from Love Struck. It is too cute and it felt kind of fitting. This area is so empty and we have so little money. I'm gonna get rid of some chairs and see what else we can maybe adjust just to get us some money back to fill in the space a little bit because gosh, it's so empty. Not only is that little table so much cuter and not only does it tie in with the whole area better, but it's cheaper too, so we got some money back, guys. Okay, we can move back over to her little desk area. I think we're just gonna go with some plants because decorations are expensive, plants are not. We can find very cheap plants that are very cute and take up quite a lot of space. Literally, all we did was put plants down, but it's so much cuter now. Okay, so we still have about 500 simoleons left and our kitchen is looking pretty bare. I want more clutter here, so let's see what we can do while still leaving room for it to be a functional kitchen. I really like the milk jugs that we got from one of those past events. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't play the event completely, so I don't have all of them. But the ones that I do have are cute enough, and they really work to make it feel lived in for a kitchen. I also thought the mugs with the milk on the counter near the coffee maker were a nice touch. It makes it feel cluttered, but cute and functional. You know, like, we're not adding too much clutter, we're just adding enough that it's still livable. Living rooms are, you know what? Now, I love cluttering every space in a build. Living room, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, I don't care. As long as it's not outside because I'm not the best landscaper. But interior wise, I love to clutter. I don't care what room it is. I'm always so excited to clutter. It really does bum me that we're running out of money, so we can't clutter as well as I want. I thought adding the bill pile and the coin jar on the table here right behind the couch was a nice little touch. And I also figured because she has the game console, the table's right behind her, so it's a perfect place to put her controller and her headset, so all she's got to do is just reach behind her and grab it instead of go over to the console and pick it up and do all that, like I do. we were running out of money again, so I went ahead and deleted some of the posts in the kitchen. So it still functioned as its own room, but so we could buy the controller. We had some excess money from going ahead and selling those posts, so I decided that I'd give her some wall art, at least in her bedroom, because it just felt like very plain walls. I figured the hearts were a cute touch for her. I can't believe I almost forgot to put the bath mats down. When the bathroom clutter kit came out and I saw that these rugs were included in it, honestly the rugs alone sold me on this kit, but truly the clutter kits are like everything for me. Did I mention I love clutter? I just went ahead and deleted some things that I don't need in this build, like this window in the kitchen doesn't make sense considering our fridge is there, so that's gonna get gotten rid of. That brings us some more money back so we can play around with some things, like maybe adding some curtains. How about exactly like adding some curtains, because these are some ginormous windows. Maybe the one in the living room doesn't matter too much, but those bedroom windows, especially by her bed, need to be covered. At least a little. This was actually my first time giving myself a real budget and building on it. And I gotta say, it was actually a challenge. I mean, I couldn't even put up curtains on all of my windows. In the end, I did at least manage to cover every window around her bed, but it did take getting rid of some of our beloved clutter, unfortunately. Please enjoy these before and after shots of 18 Culpepper House in Myshuno. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Stay tuned because there's another build video coming, and then we have our first Let's Play, guys. Subscribe for more content.